English, español, vanos enigma. Just want to comment on a few things about that topic. Let's talk FE, Flat Earth. Quiero comentar algunas cositas sobre el tema Let's Talk FE, Tierra plana. I think it's often more easy for women to admit that they are convinced about the theory of flat earth. Creo que a menudo es más fácil para mujeres de admitir que están convencidas sobre la teoría de la Tierra plana. Why? Because in first place, as Mark K. Sargent said, women have more intuition. ¿Por qué? Porque en primer lugar, porque mujeres a menudo tienen más intuición, como dijo Mark K. Sargent. And in second place, because I think women are much more concerned about what people think physically about their appearance than like men. Y en segundo lugar, creo que las mujeres están mucho más preocupadas por la apariencia física al lugar de lo que piensan en su mente. So in comparison, men, especially who have already many followers on YouTube, Twitter, they are much more concerned what people think that they think in their mind. Y en comparación los hombres, especialmente los que ya tienen muchos seguidores en YouTube, Twitter, me parece que están mucho más preocupados de lo que otra gente piensa que ellos piensan en su mente. And in my case, obviously I'm a woman. I don't have many followers on YouTube, some on Twitter, but bueno, en mi caso, evidentemente soy mujer, no tengo muchos seguidores en YouTube. Bueno, tal vez si enseñara más mi cara, pero esto es, ¿qué iba a decir? The next time I show my face, then maybe I would have more followers, but this sounds like an invitation, like I told that several times. Almost always men without invitation come in front of my door and start screaming and banging on my door. Joder. Bueno, tendría tal vez más seguidores si enseñara más mi cara, pero mira, esto suena como una invitación de venir delante de mi puerta y casi siempre vienen sin invitación y empiezan a gritar y dar golpes en la puerta. Joder. So if I talk about my opinion about Let's Talk FE, Flat Earth, I really don't care very much about what people think about me. Cuando hablo de lo que pienso sobre el tema de Let's Talk FE, Tierra plana, yo de verdad no... A mí no me importa muy poco de lo que piensa la gente, de lo que yo pienso. Anyway, my main fan or sponsor since many years I have the strong desire to throw my phone out of the window into the swimming pool. De toda forma, mi fan y patrocinador principal. Mucho tiempo, ya muchos años que tengo ganas de tirar el móvil fuera de la ventana adentro de la piscina. That's one of the reasons why I have strong motivation to promote this idea of Bitcoin per minute, hashtag Bitcoin per minute. Esta es una de las razones porque tengo mucha ganas de promover la idea de Bitcoin por minuto. También he hecho en inglés y también en español, hashtag Bitcoin por minuto. By the way, I have another Twitter account in English and Spanish, hashtag Bitcoin per minute, and then español, Twitter, Bitcoin por minuto, invitación. So I said already several times, I think it's a very bad idea to block people on internet, Twitter, Facebook, because these people can get very angry and then they come in front of your door at night or wait for you when you don't expect you and you got a shock. Ya he dicho algunas veces que es una idea muy mala de bloquear gente porque la gente en Twitter, Facebook o lo que sea, porque la gente se cabrea fácilmente y luego vendrán delante de tu puerta a dar golpes, a gritar, a venir por la noche o cuando no esperas y te asustan una cantidad. Lately I've been listening very much to videos YouTube of Mark K. Sargent and Patricia Steer, Flat Earth and other hot potatoes. Últimamente estuve escuchando muchos videos de Mark K. Sargent and Patricia Steer and Flat Earth and other hot potatoes. And most of the time they take questions in email and they answer them in their show. Y casi siempre toman preguntas por email y luego los contestan en el show. I think it's a good idea, but I prefer Twitter because creo que es una buena idea, pero prefiero Twitter porque, for example, if I would do it, maybe I don't have time to answer all the questions or maybe some stupid questions, and anyway then people get annoyed because if I don't answer, sí, muchos emails que luego tal vez no tienes tiempo para contestar o no tienes ganas. But if people write me in Twitter, maybe somebody else answers that question for them, although they mentioned me to ask me that question. Pero en Twitter tiene la ventaja que es público, así que si tal vez yo no contesto, otra persona tal vez contesta esa pregunta. And in relation to that topic of women and flat earth, I want to mention that I chose my name Vanos Enigma, because first of all, because it doesn't show any sex, female or male. I want people to listen to what I say and not think about if I'm a man or a woman. En relación al tema de mujeres y tierra plana, quiero mencionar que he elegido el nombre Vanos Enigma, porque Primero no enseña si el sexo, si soy masculino o femenino. Masculo. Broma. And by the way, Vanos is a short version of my legal name. Y el nombre Vanos es una forma abreviada de mi nombre legal del pasaporte. You don't have any right to live if you are not registered in a country. Did you know? No tienes derecho de vivir si no estás registrado en un país. So confiscator, sarcasm, irony, satire. Confiscador de almas. By the way, invitation to my Twitter account, Soul Confiscator Catch. Invitación a mi cuenta de Twitter, Confiscador de almas. Gato. So just trying to talk a little more about that topic, women. Vamos a intentar de hablar un poco más sobre el tema de mujeres. So imagine you're a woman walking down the street, attractive woman, and the men, like, they want to follow you and then bother you without invitation, banging on your door and start to scream. Así que imagina que eres una mujer atractiva caminando por la calle y luego los hombres te siguen y sin invitación vienen delante de tu puerta a dar golpes y a gritar. Joder. This is sometimes then, this really changes a character of a person. Esto luego al final cambia el carácter de una persona. So that's why I think many women turn very some kind of male, or sometimes they turn transgender or feel more attracted to the lesbian community. Esto a menudo luego al final hace que las mujeres se vuelven más masculinas, tal vez transexual, sí. Tal vez se sienten más atraídas por la comunidad LGTB, lesbian, trans. And that's another reason why I like very much to wear hats. Esto también es una razón porque me gusta mucho llevar sombrero. Favorite hat, cowboy hat, but sometimes so much wind, it's easier with a cap and a headphone over it so the wind doesn't blow it away. Bueno, en realidad prefiero el sombrero de tipo cowboy, pero a veces tanto viento y al final mejor gorra y auriculares, a lo mejor ahora con micrófono como lo tengo, así para agarrar la gorra. In one of my videos I mentioned that funny rhyme, hold on to your head, the earth is flat. En uno de mis videos he mencionado este rima gracioso en inglés. Agarra de tu sombrero que la tierra es plana. But actually it's vice versa. If the earth is a globe or ball, a spinning ball, spinning about 1,000 miles per hour, so then you would really have to hold on to your head much more with that wind. pero en realidad es justo al revés, y la Tierra es una pelota, un globo que gira a una velocidad de 1000 millas por hora, así que luego de verdad tendrías que agarrar tu sombrero mucho más. I forgot to mention I like to wear a hat very much because I like to hide under my hat and sometimes ignore some people. Se me olvidó de mencionar la razón por la que me gusta llevar sombrero, porque me gusta mucho esconderme debajo del sombrero y a veces ignorar cierta gente. If you really want to talk with me, I want Bitcoin per minute over internet. Si de verdad quieres hablar conmigo, yo quiero Bitcoin por minuto sobre internet. Do you understand? Capiche? Like in one episode of The Simpsons, when Bart Simpson stole something and then the inspector took him in this office and in the end he said, "Capiche?" Como en un episodio de Simpson cuando Bart Simpson robó algo y luego el inspector lo llevó a una habitación ahí trasera y le preguntó, "Capiche?" And then Bart Simpson answered, "Yes, I understood everything, but except el capiche." Al final Bart Simpson contestó, sí, he entendido todo, pero solo lo que dijo el capiche. Talking about rhymes, hold on to your head. The earth is flat. Some more rhymes. Hat, cat, flat, rap. We should make a rap song. And a pet. Hablando de rimas, esto por supuesto principalmente en inglés. Agarra de tu sombrero que la tierra es plana. Esto rima en inglés. Y otras palabras en inglés que es gato, cat, flat, plana, hat, sombrero, y pet, como animal de compañía, y rap igual en español. Habría que producir una canción, música, rap. And similar what I said before about women and flat earth. Y similar lo que he dicho antes sobre el tema de mujeres y tierra plana. There might be much more women who are aware of the fact of flat earth, but probablemente hay mucho más mujeres que están conscientes del tema de la tierra plana, but many women are much more concerned about painting their fingernails and busy with their children. Muchas más mujeres que están ocupadas de pintar sus uñas y de preocuparse por sus hijos. They have many other priorities than to talk about this topic, Flat Earth. Tienen muchas otras prioridades de hablar sobre el tema de tierra plana. And as I said before, in comparison to many men, they would really like to talk about that topic. They are just afraid to lose followers. En comparación de muchos hombres que les gustaría hablar sobre el tema, pero tienen miedo de perder seguidores, or to lose their job, o de perder su trabajo. So now I'll paste a part of my last video. Ahora voy a pegar una parte de mi último video. Funny hashtags, ball earthers, flat earthers, flat earth humor, let's talk FE, flat earth music, hashtags graciosos traducido, especialmente este hashtag nuevo de ball earthers. He visto que casi nadie ha usado este hashtag, así que traducido en español sería como tierra pelotas, tierra planistas. Esto ya existe, este hashtag, y el nuevo tierra pelotas o ball earthers en comparación a flat earthers, y humor de tierra plana y hashtag música tierra plana.
And so when somebody asks me the same thing somebody asked you as far as what difference does it make, the difference is that we are living in a mental prison, first and foremost, created by people who are rich and powerful. And they're rich and powerful because they've put us all into this never-ending maze of go to work, pay your bills, pay your taxes, come home, watch TV, watch the news, keep up to date with what's going on in the world, and everyone is stuck in that rut. And then they're also told, here's the science, and if you believe this, you're smart. You are intelligent, you're an intellectual if you believe what's in these science books. So you got a bunch of people walking around thinking they're smart, telling others who start to think of the world the way it really is that they're stupid, and it creates a place that's just not somewhere anybody wants to live.
How much do you care what your friends and family think about you or say about you? What's more important, the way you're perceived by the world or the way you really are? And how are you really when it gets down to it? Are you really somebody seeking the truth? Or are you just putting up an image and only willing to get to a certain place?
Planet Earth, my home, my place.
But the exciting thing is that I think we will send humans in the near future to Mars.
6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All engine running. Liftoff. We have a liftoff. 32 minutes past the hour. Liftoff on Apollo 11.
I said something about how beautiful the space ships are, and he says, yeah, it's for show. And I said, what? He says, it's for show. I said, what are you talking about? And he says, there's no space. I said, what? He said, no, it's all for show. And he said, you cannot believe what you see. You can't always believe what you see. You can't always believe what you see. That's right. But he said, I'm getting out of it too, just as soon as I can. That's what he said. This is a bunch of hullabaloo, and I never heard that terminology in a long time.
Okay, Houston, we've had a problem here. This is Houston. Say again, please. Oh, Houston, we've had a problem.
This is a bunch of hullabaloo, and I never heard that terminology in a long time.
And they're recycling this photo, just changing up the cloud cover a little bit and telling you that that's Earth.
And 15 minutes ago, you knew that people were alone on this planet. Imagine what you'll know tomorrow.
And so this is actually humanity stepping forward and saying, you know what? The mind control doesn't work anymore.
Only came outside to watch the night.
And not only does the mind control not work anymore, we don't care what your media says about us anymore. We don't care what your psychologists and psychiatrists try to say. All the facades are falling away now.
There's no sign of life, voices, another sound.
I really don't care if people call me a flat earther.
Can you hear me now? This is planet Earth. You're looking at planet Earth.
But I do have to say that when you stack the evidence up, the globe really starts to disappear, and the globe just simply doesn't hold water. The globe just simply doesn't hold water.
My head is stuck on something precious, let me know if you're coming down to land.
That's why Rob Skiba, he has done literally months and months and months of investigation into the flat earth. And he can't get out of the rabbit hole. Because once you start to uncover one layer of the onion, you realize it really goes so deep. It really goes so deep.
Theorists, I think you're batshit crazy with this new theory that everybody keeps coming out with the flat Earth theory. I'm sorry, but I can't believe that anybody would think that. You know, what makes you think that the Earth is flat? When I've been in aircrafts loads of times and looked down and I can see the curve. You know, I think this is like some sort of form of controlled opposition here. Tell a story, see how far that people will believe it. Shit, it's absolutely
That's funny, I had someone sending me some information about the Earth being flat too, in multiple messages on YouTube and Facebook.
No, I think there's a bit of a thing going on. It's suddenly, there's this whole idea of the flat Earth has flooded the alternative scene at the moment. I'm literally convinced it's intelligence services, shall we say, a sabotage weapon. So when they actually come to pointing us out, they can say things like, you know, we're pointing out something that's really serious. They can throw it around and say, but look, these are all saying to us, they believe the Earth is flat.
And flat Earth, in my opinion, is a topic that takes serious research, and you have to disconnect yourself from everything you thought you knew and all of your religious beliefs and everything like that, and really approach this from a scientific perspective, but not a pseudo-scientific perspective, not a perspective of coming from textbook information, but coming from a place and a perspective that you're actually out there using tools of technology to really try to understand what is this world that we're actually living on. Is it a dome? Is it a big ball floating through space? Is it a hologram? See, many people would agree that it's a hologram, but then they can't take it a step further and say, well, you know what? If it's a hologram, it's probably not really three-dimensional like we believe it is. A hologram can look three-dimensional, but it's actually just a projection. So if this whole world is a hologram, the whole universe for that matter, that's what mainstream scientists are saying. Now, mainstream scientists say a lot of things that are not actually accurate, so you take that for what it's worth. But they're saying that it's a holographic universe, and they've actually found zeros and ones within the fabric of space-time itself. That tells me that we're living in a matrix. The matrix has to be housed somewhere. It's housed in the dome that is our world. And I've often likened the enclosed world theory to a video game. You can look outside of a window in a video game and stare into the vastness of the world that's outside. But if you can hack the video game and actually get behind the wall where the supposed window is, it's nothing but empty space. Because the programmers didn't program anything outside of those borders. All they programmed was what your avatar can perceive while playing through the well-constructed areas of the video game. Is our world actually the same? What's beyond the ice wall? Those are the questions that we're really trying to get to the bottom of. But in order to get to the bottom of those questions, we have to first do our own experimentation. We have to first investigate for ourselves. We have to use our own eyes and our own ears. Now, I know that's so scary to everybody out there. No, don't make me use my own eyes and my own ears. I want to trust what these people have written in a book and have told me is true, because I don't want to actually believe my own senses. See, when you phrase it like that, do you realize how ridiculous that sounds?
They say that the world is round, but I am standing on solid ground. And they say that the sun don't rise, but early in the morning, I can't believe my eyes. They say that a man walked on the moon. I bet it's the same people that say humans evolved from baboons. My eyes are consuming fire. The devil is a liar. I can hear them singing holy, holy in that angelic choir. You see the earth is flat, we never been to the moon. The man didn't evolve from a baboon. Picture rain, nothing more than a beautiful cartoon. Y'all coming back soon and very soon. They say that the world is round, but I am standing on solid ground.
NASA, General Charles Bolden, head of NASA, has to say about NASA
All right,
and politics.
it's a worldwide thing.
NASA.
Oh, no,
Boy, this agency sucks. NASA.
We do suck in some terms.
Page one story.
Sucks. Well, we do suck in some terms.
never come close to discovering the true nature of his world.
We accept the reality of the world with which we're presented. It's as simple as that.
It's okay if they give us a picture of Pluto that was supposedly taken with this high-powered satellite that was passing by that just happens to have the silhouette of a dog Pluto from the Disney, from Walt Disney, from the Disney cartoon Pluto. I don't even have the words to describe the fraud that is taking place here. Like, who is that stupid to believe that the planet Pluto actually just coincidentally has a landmass on it that looks identical to the Walt Disney character Pluto?
Come on, Pluto. Pluto? Pluto!
Pluto!
My dog, Pluto.
A lot of these images that you get and a lot of these pictures are nothing more than that. They're just pictures, they're CGI, they're computer graphics, and you know, I can understand why in the 70s or 80s this might have been something that was hard for people to understand, but in today's world we all have computers with pretty impressive graphic capabilities on our desks at home, and you can actually just play with a paint program and get pretty similar results to what NASA shows you. Same thing with the Pluto pictures that just recently came back. Same thing with these pictures of Mars. These things are meant to give you a fantasy world and take you away from where you actually live and what's actually important, which is right here. You know, we don't need another place to go. We don't need a place to inhabit like Mars. We should worry about all the issues and the problems that are here. And then once we've mastered this, well, then go ahead and look out there if you want. But I think we're jumping the gun a little bit by talking about inhabiting Mars.
Why is it that right after the Antarctic Treaty was signed, nobody was allowed to go to Antarctica after that? And then they actually did a high-altitude nuclear test called Operation Fishbowl once they realized where the dome actually was.
Planet Earth, my home, my place.
And from there, it's just been, like you said, down the rabbit hole. I think it helps explain almost everything. It just made everything clear, made me feel more free, made us feel more free, gave us a better connection with the infinite. And I think that it really just started with opening our minds and really no longer taking, like you said, into account what other people think, which is the least important thing that there is. And if you were going to fool somebody, probably a good thing to do would be to get a bunch of people with you to laugh at that person if they thought a certain way. And that's exactly what's happened in today's world. Is there's certain topics that if you bring up, you will be laughed at and be told you're an idiot. If you think that the moon landing was a hoax, if you think that 9/11 was your government, if you think the earth is flat, you're an idiot. So if you start looking a little deeper into why is it that there's certain topics you can't talk about, you might be surprised at the end of that tunnel.
Right. And it makes you wonder, what is the purpose of this cover-up? Go ahead, Drew.
Well, I was just going to say, yeah, there's sacred cows that you just do not touch. And if you do, then you're forever known as a kook or a crazy person.
It completely destroys everything that everyone knows. It's just a fantastical, mythological idea that we've all been taught is true. And I understand it breaks down. It takes a while to accept it and to really break it down, and it'll never be something that you can just tell somebody and they'll go, oh yeah, that makes sense now. They're going to cuss at you and they're going to tell you you're wrong, but just putting that seed in their mind, I think, is the key. Over the next week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, people will start to see the world differently, and it will start to register with them that, uh-oh, there's a chance that there's a reason why there's a globe in every kindergarten classroom.
You know what I found odd, though, is during this enlightening or awakening and realizing that the Earth is most likely flat. But I think the enclosed theory makes a lot more sense than anything else. But when I first started to talk about this, most of our listeners wrote very, very positive emails. Everybody was on board going, you know what, I've been looking into this, I've been feeling this, there has been this great awakening, and it seemed to have started, at least for me and the people around me, around January or February of this year. As a child, not having any brainwashing whatsoever, I couldn't make any sense of it.
The only thing that didn't make sense to me as a kid, and I can still remember this to this day, I never understood the spinning. And I would question it in, second grade and get told I was confused or I didn't understand the way it worked. And I would stare at the moon or stare at the sun and just say, I don't understand what they mean by we are spinning. It didn't make any sense, still to this day doesn't make any sense.
There is one bit of spinning footage from NASA, a 12-hour time lapse, but it doesn't show the clouds moving, which is very odd because clouds don't stay still for 12 hours. So we haven't got any footage of the Earth spinning, even though there's the Hubble telescope, we're told, a space station and 20 to 30,000 satellites. Very strange. No one can feel the spin. You can feel earthquakes pretty well. You can't feel the Earth spinning.
There is not life on the one hand and you on the other. It's all the same. But you see, you can't tell people that. And just by telling, get them to see it. Just in exactly this way, the people who know that the Earth is flat can't be reasoned with. People who believe that the Bible is the literal word of God, absolutely impossible to reason with them at all, because they know it is so. So in the same way, we tend to know that we are all separate poor little me, and that we are in need of salvation or something. And we know this so, and so somebody says, well, you are not really that. You know that that feeling of separateness is an illusion. Well, it's all very nice in theory, but I don't feel it. So what will you do? What will you do with a person who is convinced that the Earth is flat? No way of reasoning with him. If it's for some reason important that he discovers that the Earth is round, you've got to play a game with him. You've got to play a trick on him. You tell him, great, the Earth is flat. Let's go and look over the edge.
Oh, and in case I don't see you, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. Yeah.
That was definitely an e-ticket.
En este momento el precio de Bitcoin es muy económico. At the moment the price of Bitcoin is very cheap. Pero casi todo el mundo tiene muy poco dinero para invertir, but almost everybody has very little money to invest. Debería decir que esta idea me vino hoy especialmente cuando vi otra vez una chica ahí pidiendo dinero por la calle. Actually, I must say first, this idea today I got especially when I saw again one girl begging for money in the streets. Me gustaría ayudar, pero yo tampoco me sobra mucho el dinero. I would really like to help everybody, but I don't have either too much money. And así que me vino la siguiente idea. So I got the following idea. Es más bien un juego. It's rather a game. Lo que es muy importante, elegir un monedero de Bitcoin que solo tú misma tienes la llave privada. What is very important to choose Bitcoin wallet company which you only possess the private key. For example, blockchain.info. Por ejemplo, la empresa blockchain.info. Luego, imprimir en papel la llave privada y también guardarlo tú mismo. Then, to print in paper the private key and, of course, save for yourself that private key. Bueno, ya estamos imprimiendo, imprime por lo menos 10. So now we are already printing, so at least print 10 directions, 10 direcciones. Luego pones algo de Bitcoin, una cantidad, lo que te da la gana en esta dirección. Then you put some Bitcoin, the amount, whatever you want, in these directions. Y la próxima vez que sales de casa ya tienes algo que dar a los que están ahí pidiendo por la calle. And the next time you go out of the house, you have already something to give for these people who are begging on the streets. Y por ejemplo, y claro, para tus amigos, amigas, and for your friends, of course. Eso da motivación a la gente para aprender Bitcoin y this gives motivation for the people to learn about Bitcoin. Y la parte del juego consiste en lo siguiente, and the game part consists in the following. Explicas a la gente, mira, esta es la clave privada, que es la clave secreta. You explain to the people, look, this is the private key, which must be secret. And you have it, and me, and explicas, esa persona y yo mismo la tiene. Y antes pensaba en 5 años, pero luego cambié un poco de idea de hasta 4 años. First I thought of 5 years, but then I changed my opinion to 4 years, later explain. Después lo explico por qué. Les dices, mira, tienes 4 años para poner esta cantidad de Bitcoin a otra dirección. Si no lo has quitado después de 4 años, yo lo quito. So you explain them, you have 4 years to take this Bitcoin out of this direction, of this secret key direction. If you don't do it, I do it after these 4 years, so you lose this. That's this part of the game, es la parte del juego. He creado este hashtag BTC4 para hacerlo un poco popular. I created this hashtag BTC4 to make it a little popular. Antes pensaba en 5 años, pero luego cambié a 4 porque te has dado cuenta que en Los Simpson la gente tiene 4 dedos y solo Dios tiene 5 dedos. First, I thought of 5 years, but then I changed my mind to 4 years. Did you notice that in The Simpsons, people have 4 fingers and only God has 5 fingers? I'll show some pictures. Voy a enseñar algunas imágenes de Los Simpsons, de los manos y dedos de Simpsons. Some pictures of the hands and fingers of Simpsons. Pero antes quiero recordar que es muy probable que en también 4 o 5 en los próximos años el valor de Bitcoin puede subir mucho. Just want to remember before that the price of Bitcoin, the value of Bitcoin can rise very much in these next years. Así que si solo pones una cantidad pequeña, más tarde puede ser de gran ayuda. Even if you just put a little small amount, later it can be big help. No solo para, bueno, es un juego. Si la persona lo quita antes de 4 años, es para esta persona, si no, es para ti, si te recuerdas y guardas bien la llave privada. So this is the game part. If the person takes the money out, it's for that person. But if they forget it after these 4 years, you can take it out. And it can be really...
Bueno, imprimir también la llave pública y la llave privada. Y si, por ejemplo, okay, first translate. Print not just the private key, but also the public key. Así que si, por ejemplo, explicas a la gente, mira, si alguna persona quiere enviarte Bitcoin, pero tú no tienes ninguna dirección, así que puedes dar esta llave pública a la persona. Mira, muy bien, la llave pública, no la llave secreta, das a esa persona o cualquier persona y te pueden enviar Bitcoin a esa dirección. So, remember, the public key you can give to anybody. And if somebody wants to send you some Bitcoin and this person doesn't have any, so you have already this public address where they can send you Bitcoin.
¿Qué es Bitcoin? Bitcoin es la primera moneda digital descentralizada. Los Bitcoins son monedas digitales que puedes enviar a través de Internet. Comparado con otras alternativas, Bitcoin tiene numerosas ventajas. Los Bitcoins son transferidos directamente de persona a persona a través de la red sin pasar por un banco u otro intermediario. Esto significa que las comisiones son mucho menores, puedes usarlo en cualquier país, tu cuenta no puede ser congelada y no hay prerequisitos o límites arbitrarios. Miremos cómo funciona. Los Bitcoins son generados en todo Internet por cualquiera con un programa gratuito llamado minero de Bitcoin. Crear Bitcoins requiere una cierta cantidad de trabajo para cada bloque de monedas. Esta cantidad se ajusta automáticamente por la red para que los Bitcoins siempre sean creados a un ratio predecible y limitado. Tus Bitcoins se guardan en tu billetera digital, que te resultará familiar si usas banca digital. Cuando transfieres Bitcoins, una firma electrónica es añadida. Pasados unos minutos, la transacción es verificada por el minero y es almacenada permanente y anónimamente por la red. El software de Bitcoin es completamente abierto y cualquiera puede revisar el código. Bitcoin está cambiando las finanzas de la misma manera que la web ha cambiado el periodismo. Cuando cualquiera tiene acceso al mercado global, florecen grandes ideas. Miremos algunos ejemplos de cómo los Bitcoins están usándose hoy en día. Puedes comprar videojuegos, regalos, libros, servidores y calcetines de alpaca. Existen varias casas de cambio donde puedes intercambiar tus bitcoins por dólares, euros y más. Los bitcoins son una gran forma para que pequeños negocios y autónomos reciban publicidad. No cuesta nada empezar a aceptarlos, no hay cargos o comisiones y recibirás negocio adicional de la economía bitcoin. Para tus primeros bitcoins y más información, visita weusecoins.com.
Bueno, ahora voy a enseñar algunas imágenes de los dedos de Simpsons. Now I'll show some pictures of the fingers of Simpson. The 4 fingers, los 4 dedos y 5 dedos de Dios. The 4 fingers and 5 fingers of God of Simpsons.
The 13th of March.
English, español, vanos enigma. Just want to comment on a few things about that topic. Let's talk FE, Flat Earth. Quiero comentar algunas cositas sobre el tema Let's Talk FE, Tierra plana. I think it's often more easy for women to admit that they are convinced about the theory of flat earth. Creo que a menudo es más fácil para mujeres de admitir que están convencidas sobre la teoría de la Tierra plana. Why? Because in first place, as Mark K. Sargent said, women have more intuition. ¿Por qué? Porque en primer lugar, mujeres a menudo tienen más intuición, como dijo Mark K. Sargent. And in second place, because I think women are much more concerned about what people think physically about their appearance than like men. Y en segundo lugar, creo que las mujeres están mucho más preocupadas por la apariencia física al lugar de lo que piensan en su mente. So in comparison, men, especially who have already many followers on YouTube, Twitter, they are much more concerned what people think, that they think in their mind. Y en comparación, los hombres, especialmente los que ya tienen muchos seguidores en YouTube, Twitter, me parece que están mucho más preocupados de lo que otra gente piensa, que ellos piensan en su mente. And in my case, obviously I'm a woman. I don't have many followers on YouTube, some on Twitter, but bueno, en mi caso, evidentemente soy mujer, no tengo muchos seguidores en YouTube. Bueno, tal vez si enseñara más mi cara, pero esto es, ¿qué iba a decir? The next time I show my face, then maybe I would have more followers, but this sounds like an invitation, like I told that several times. Almost always men without invitation come in front of my door and start screaming and banging on my door. Joder. Bueno, tendría tal vez más seguidores si enseñara más mi cara, pero mira, esto suena como una invitación de venir delante de mi puerta y casi siempre vienen sin invitación y empiezan a gritar y dar golpes en la puerta. Joder. So if I talk about my opinion about Let's Talk FE, Flat Earth, I really don't care very much about what people think about me. Cuando hablo de lo que pienso sobre el tema de Let's Talk FE, Tierra plana, yo de verdad no... A mí no me importa muy poco de lo que piensa la gente, de lo que yo pienso. Anyway, my main fan or sponsor since many years I have the strong desire to throw my phone out of the window into the swimming pool. De toda forma, mi fan y patrocinador principal, mucho tiempo, ya muchos años que tengo ganas de tirar el móvil fuera de la ventana adentro de la piscina. That's one of the reasons why I have strong motivation to promote this idea of Bitcoin per minute, hashtag Bitcoin per minute. Esta es una de las razones porque tengo mucha ganas de promover la idea de Bitcoin por minuto. También he hecho en inglés y también en español, hashtag Bitcoin por minuto. By the way, I have another Twitter account in English and Spanish, hashtag Bitcoin per minute, and then español, Twitter, Bitcoin por minuto, invitación. So I said already several times, I think it's a very bad idea to block people on internet, Twitter, Facebook, because these people can get very angry and then they come in front of your door at night or wait for you when you don't expect you and you got a shock. Ya he dicho algunas veces que es una idea muy mala de bloquear gente porque la gente en Twitter, Facebook o lo que sea, porque la gente se cabrea fácilmente y luego vendrán delante de tu puerta a dar golpes, a gritar, a venir por la noche o cuando no esperas y te asustan una cantidad. Lately I've been listening very much to videos YouTube of Mark K. Sargent and Patricia Steer, Flat Earth and other hot potatoes. Últimamente estuve escuchando muchos videos de Mark K. Sargent and Patricia Steer and Flat Earth and other hot potatoes. And most of the time they take questions in email and they answer them in their show. Y casi siempre toman preguntas por email y luego los contestan en el show. I think it's a good idea, but I prefer Twitter because creo que es una buena idea, pero prefiero Twitter porque, for example, if I would do it, maybe I don't have time to answer all the questions or maybe some stupid questions, and anyway then people get annoyed because if I don't answer sí, muchos emails que luego tal vez no tienes tiempo para contestar o no tienes ganas. But if people write me in Twitter, maybe somebody else answers that question for them, although they mentioned me to ask me that question. Pero en Twitter tiene la ventaja que es público, así que si tal vez yo no contesto, otra persona tal vez contesta esa pregunta. And in relation to that topic of women and flat earth, I want to mention that I chose my name Vanos Enigma, because first of all, because it doesn't show any sex, female or male. I want people to listen to what I say and not think about if I'm a man or a woman. En relación al tema de mujeres y tierra plana, quiero mencionar que he elegido el nombre Vanos Enigma, porque primero no enseña si el sexo, si soy masculino o femenino, masculo, broma. And by the way, Vanos is a short version of my legal name. Y el nombre Vanos es una forma abreviada de mi nombre legal, del pasaporte. You don't have any right to live if you are not registered in a country. Did you know? No tienes derecho de vivir si no estás registrado en un país. So confiscator, sarcasm, irony, satire. Confiscador de almas. By the way, invitation to my Twitter account, so confiscator, catch. Invitación a mi cuenta de Twitter. Confiscador.